Good afternoon, Willimantic, USA. Chris Beaudry here with another episode of State of the Art with Chris Beaudry on WILI 14 and 95.3 FM. Good company. We're so glad you've joined us, and we hope you're ready for a riveting show because we have guests galore and we have more to talk about in the way of exciting events. The weather has just given us sort of a perpetual summer here leading into the fall. It is autumn, but it's hard to believe when you walk outside and you feel that warm air and the juxtaposition with the leaves turning. I love it. It's the perfect festival season. You know, there's a lot going on in terms of harvest festivals, from the Hebron Harvest Fair to the Woodstock Fair to farmers markets, Willimantic stores. I just had the pleasure of hosting the Celebrate Mansfield Festival in its 22nd year this past Saturday. I met some amazing people and some amazing talented bands that I am scouting for next season of Willimantic's Third Thursday Street Festival, including Ruby Left Step, amazing band. What else did we hear from? We heard from All Night Boogie Band out of Burlington, Vermont. They made the trek all the way down to Mansfield for the Celebrate Festival, and they were the headliner. Really, really fantastically talented groups. And then also had the pleasure of seeing a lot of my friends from Wyndham at the Celebrate Mansfield Festival, including Eminence Inc., of which we have one of the Eminence Inc. tattoo artists, and he moonlights, or actually I would say a big part of his life is music, but also I learned this past Sunday at the Chaos and Joy Festival that little trees are a big part of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Bonsai trees. And I'm talking, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many talents and many interests, Mr. Logan Hinton. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, our pleasure. And I'm super stoked because we are T-minus 5 days. Can you believe it? 5 days
In a
from...
week.
From one hell of a weekend, one hell of a Saturday on Riverside Drive. Of course, the Royal Oaks are going to be playing a headline show at the River Room, and that is at 8 o'clock. But prior to that, in the afternoon, we are embarking on our first ever, hopefully an annual tradition, but the folks that bring you Willimantic's Third Thursday Street Festival have teamed up with the Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association, the Eastern Connecticut State University, Willimantic Food Co-op, T-Shirts with a Purpose, Willimantic Brewing Company, and lots of little participants as well. We can run down the list in a little while, but we're hosting our first annual Riverside Drive Blocktoberfest. And Blocktoberfest, of course, a composite word of block party and Oktoberfest. So it's this penultimate day of Oktoberfest, of course, the Bavarian Germanic festival that celebrates the harvest, and lots of beer, of course. So we're going to have live music, a 3,500 square foot beer garden. It sounds like it's like a mile wide, but it's actually it's 100 feet by 35 feet, you know. But 3,500 square foot beer garden sounds good, right, Matt?
Oh yeah, it sounds good, man.
How you doing back there, Matt?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you?
Good. Did you have fun at Chaos and Joy there?
I had a blast.
Nice. And you two actually met at the
Yeah,
Chaos
finally.
and Joy,
I
right?
think we've maybe met once before. We talked online,
Yeah, I think so.
possibly, but
Yeah.
we finally got to meet face to face.
And Logan, you're familiar with Matt's show, Homegrown?
Oh,
he
yeah, and he was
promotes
telling me
there?
about it. He said he might have played one of our songs before,
I'm
too.
going to play Bonsai on Friday.
Awesome. Good to know. I'll let everyone know.
And that's appropriate. You have a song called Bonsai.
That makes sense, right? It all comes together
It's
now.
all like the picture is finally forming in my mind. That's
all
awesome.
coming together.
So Royal Oaks, I discovered you guys, speaking of Celebrate Mansfield and everything like that, I was the MC for the first year, my first year, last year, and you were in the rotation of bands.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to be able to play last year. I think it was like one of the last couple of bands who played, but that was the first time we ran into you, and we loved that festival. We loved how it was organized. We loved how it was ran, and obviously the people in the community around it is perfect.
Yeah, and so I mean, I discovered you then, and kind of put it in my mental filing cabinet that I need to work with these guys eventually. And so this is coming to fruition. When you did the main stage at the Celebrate Mansfield Festival, you were fully electrified with your full band. The nature of the River Room is more of an intimate kind of speakeasy style New York City kind of basement jazz blues nightclub. So these bands that are like on the harder side, quote unquote,
Sure.
kind of bleed the room. It's a live room.
Right.
It's got still a lot of stuff that me personally, with my high standards, I need to acoustically treat a little bit more. But you're doing an unplugged version of your typical performance. So talk about about the transition from being, your full electric band. We're going to play a song, Big Top, as soon as we conclude our interview, but it's going to be a little bit different from what people hear on the radio. So talk about how you're going to modulate to an unplugged version of your act.
Right, for sure. And we were kind of wondering the same thing before our first couple practices.
Fertile creative grounds we have here, they call that.
What's nice is for us specifically, I feel like most of the songs that we have released full band that we've written for our albums started kind of just with the acoustic guitar and the lyrics. So if we really dig back to kind of when we first wrote the songs, we have those more stripped back versions and stuff like that. So I think we're going to use that to our advantage, rearranging some of the songs or slowing some stuff down while keeping some stuff pretty much the same. I mean, we'll still be a four-piece. What
are the instruments?
So we'll break down the drums, obviously, a whole lot less than we would maybe a three-piece kit with some percussion, just to have that there. I'll be playing acoustic guitar, and then Zeb will be on lead guitar. So, I mean, we'll still plug that in, but so much quieter than we're used to. And Avery will be on bass, so it'll just be the four of us. A lot of harmonies, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of originals. We're going to go through our whole discography pretty much. We've been a band for 10 years now. This year marks our 10th year anniversary. And we'll also put a few covers in there as well. So
that's funny. I was scouring YouTube for videos, music videos, and I came across one from 8 years ago, and you guys were all baby
Oh
faced.
God, yeah.
Where did you all convene? How did Royal Oaks come together?
So me, Avery, and Zeb, the three main, the core of the group. We're from Ledyard, all three of us. So we went to Ledyard High School together. And when I was a sophomore, junior, I kind of got into going to shows, and I was like, oh God, I got to do that. I think I could do that. That looks fun. And we kind of took just being naive high schoolers as best as we could and made it flow. And we all kept in touch. Two of us live in Willie now. One of us still live in Ledyard. So we're still close and practice all the time. And finally had our new album come out this year, and some new singles come out. So this year and next year is going to be a big push in the next stage of Royal Oaks.
So, I mean, I was talking with the headlining band at Celebrate Mansfield, All Night Boogie Band, and I asked the question, is this your full-time, are you supporting yourself full-time with music? And they said, we're trying, and that is such transitioning from a hobby band or a garage band or a weekend warrior band to a full-time push. Like, you need to really be in the small business owner, entrepreneur mindset. What have you found are the challenges? Because, I'm thinking back to our early discussions, like you said you were going to maybe open for a group for 2 weeks on the road. Did that ever come to fruition?
No, that one never came through fruition, but we are working and talking with people about earlier next year and stuff. So we have some hopefully fun stuff going on early next year. But for stuff like that, I mean, it's huge and hard for a band of this size and a band, especially being around 10 years, to go out and to profit off of it. And not even profit off of it, break even off of it. Support yourself, get the gas, get the food. Luckily, personally, I have it pretty easy. I'm a tattoo artist, so worst case scenario, I throw all my stuff in a backpack and bring it with us on the road and make a few $100 every night to cover everything. But that's me looking really far into it already. I've obviously put some thought into it. But that's definitely the biggest struggle, or the only thing stopping us from going out, especially so often, is just the financial burden of a smaller band, being able to do that.
So before we continue on, I want to throw out your socials and your web presence. How can people find your music, or if they want to buy an album, or just learn where you're touring? Do you have a website? Do you have socials?
Royal Oaks CT on Instagram will probably be the most up to date on shows and daily posts and stuff like that. But you can also find Royal Oaks on Spotify, Apple Music, our Bandcamp. We always have some merch and some physical music for sale up there. Whether you want records or cassettes, CDs, anything like that. But those are pretty much the big ones. I mean, between Bandcamp, Instagram, and Spotify, you should be able to get all the information you need. Facebook, too. Facebook and Instagram are connected, so those go hand in hand.
And you said you just released a new album. What's the title of it?
Yeah, we released Carnival Games in the end of May. The end of May, we released that, and it was kind of a...
Did you do physical discs for that too? Or?
Not that one. We had a couple cassettes and stuff, and they all went at our release show, which was good, but
Nice.
we were slacking on getting more. But yeah, that was a super fun album to record. There's a bunch of guest cameos and stuff throughout the entire album. It's more of a listening experience than anything. And then recently, within the last month, we released 2 more singles. They're a little more on the pop side, a little more easy to listen to, slower stuff. So we're really excited to play those for the first time at River Room this weekend. But no one's heard those live, so that'll be fun.
So the show, Royal Oaks Unplugged, is going to be this Saturday after Blocktoberfest. Of course, Blocktoberfest from 2 to 6 p.m. on Riverside Drive. Essentially, we're shutting down Riverside Drive and holding a mini Willimantic Third Thursday Street Festival on a Saturday. So, I mean, backed by popular demand would be the phrase for it. Everybody loves the Street Fest, and we just wanted to continue the party into October. And the party that day continues even further with the Royal Oaks Unplugged at the River Room. So if you don't have tickets and you'd like to check out this fantastic local band, River Room Willie is the website. WILLI is in the town of Willimantic.com. And tickets are available there. I think as of this taping, we're about a little under half sold. So there's still some tickets. But I know your crew hasn't really.
Oh yeah, no,
really
not
bought their
one
tickets
person
yet.
from my crew has got it. So that half is going to jump to a lot less. So make sure you hop on grabbing a ticket if you wanted to be there.
riverroomwillie.com. We're going to play a song, Big Top, but before we do that, how would you describe your music to folks who haven't heard it?
I always say fun and exciting off the bat. And when people ask us our genre, I make sure I kind of sum it up as a rock and roll band, because we'll go everywhere from some pop rock stuff to more emo rock to more classic rock. A lot of 90s and 2000s vibes, but honestly all over the place. I like to say pop rock.
Who are your biggest musical influences? Personally, you.
Personally, me. I mean, if we start in the '80s, Weezer. Sorry, that's '90s. If we start in the '80s, Journey and the Cars. Probably the Cars have one of the biggest influences, especially on sound of like guitars and stuff like that. And then we get to the '90s, and it's like Weezer. Third Eye Blind, stuff like that. Blink-182 even earlier on. With the more rock stuff, and then into the 2000s is where we kind of get more of the poppy influences from. But it's a super hard question to answer what our genre is. That's why I'm always just like, oh, pop rock. It's fun. It's rock. There's pop to it. So I let the people decide.
It is a fun. You guys are a fun band.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have taken such note from the Celebrate Mansfield Festival last year, and I wouldn't have hired you if I didn't think it was a great product. I love your sound and your band and the image of your band and pretty much everything about your band. So
Awesome.
I'm excited to present it again, folks. If you want to see Royal Oaks Unplugged, that is an acoustic version of their typical stage show this Saturday, October 4th at the River Room. Showtime is at 8 p.m. Doors at 7 p.m. Tickets still available at riverroomwillie.com. We're going to play a song now, the Royal Oaks, from their latest release, right?
That's it.
And the song is Big Top featuring Jay Nasty. Who's Jay Nasty?
Jay Nasty is a great buddy of mine. He has his own band, Posture and the Grizzly, and he also plays bass in Prince Daddy and the Hyena. And they are going on tour at the end of this week, I think. So make sure you check them out somewhere in the country if you're around it.
Nice. But also before we go to Big Top, you're going to be at the Blocktoberfest with your other venture, which is a bonsai tree company. Give a quick 10-second shout out to
Yeah, for
Bonsai
sure.
Tree
I mean,
Company.
Roots and Buds Co. on Instagram. I've been making bonsais with my buddy Eric for the last year or two, and we'll be at Blocktoberfest selling some of our plants and giving people some knowledge on some stuff they may not know.
So come and experience the experience that is Logan Hinton and the myriad things he's got going on. The song now, folks, Big Top by the Royal Oaks. Again, tickets available at riverroomwillie.com for this Saturday's show.
I'm tripping down the stairs, but no one's there to save me. Completely unaware, and now I'm stumbling round the fair. I'm burnt up from the sun, with no
And you just heard the Royal Oaks Big Top featuring Jay Nasty, the official music video. You can find it on YouTube if you search Royal Oaks Band Connecticut, I think is what I used to search.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
my guest has been, for the first part of the show, Logan Hinton. He is one of the members of Royal Oaks. Also, what's your bonsai company name again?
Roots and Buds Co.
Roots and Buds Co. So really professional bonsai. These guys know their stuff. They're going to be selling their plants at Blocktoberfest during the day on Saturday, October 4th, when we have the Blocktoberfest on Riverside Drive from 2 to 6, and then the performance of Royal Oaks Unplugged at the River Room. Logan, thanks so much for being here, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And can't wait for the show on Saturday.
Yeah,
man.
we'll see you there. Hopefully, we'll see all you guys there, too.
Yeah, get your tickets now, folks. riverroomwillie.com. We're going to keep the discussion going on the Riverside Drive Blocktoberfest. It is a joint project of Willimantic Renaissance, Inc., the Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association, and the Willimantic Food Co-op. And now I have my better half, a lot of people, use the term work wife. I guess that's kind of who Erin Morelle is to me, but she is the director of operations at the Willimantic Street Festival. She's the one that makes the trains run on time and coordinates hundreds of vendors every season and puts out fires left and right. Erin, we haven't had many fires with Blocktoberfest, and we were talking a little bit before this about how we're working with all of our friends here, and this is going to be one big party. Everybody's super excited to do yet another event with the team that does Third Thursday Street Fest. So I mean, it just felt natural to do an event in October. I mean, we also do the Trick or Treat on Main, but Blocktoberfest. How are you feeling so far about Blocktoberfest?
I feel really excited. I think anyone that actually read the Chronicle article from last month talking about September Third Thursday would know that I have a little bit of existential dread when the September Fest is over, because we spend so much time planning and working with our friends and working in the community and really enjoying being in that space, that when it stops in September, there's this... it's like a pivotal moment where it's like, what do I do today? So I'm really appreciative and super happy that the board and the community and everybody wanted to get together to do another event, especially with a number of the merchants and vendors that we work with regularly. And it's just it's a continuation of our commitment to the community, but also our ability to have fun and keep things a little bit light when everything is difficult in, globally and naturally in the United States. So it's our way of bringing people back together and keeping everyone together. So I'm really excited. I actually literally miss people when there's the break between seasons. So, and the weather's been so great that having something in October felt really natural, especially during the day because it gets darker early. So, yeah, this is great. This is very, very, very excited personally.
And I think one of the operative words that you mentioned is we like to do this for everyone. And literally this Blocktoberfest is just that. We have... I'm gonna just run down the bird's eye view of what we're offering at Blocktoberfest, and then we can go into the micro of the vendors and stuff. But the bird's eye view is there's going to be a 3,500 square foot beer garden that's going to feature Oktoberfest beer brewed by Willimantic's very own David Wallner. Willie Brew is going to be slinging bratwursts. We have 10 types of mustard, courtesy of you, Erin, for that.
I thought that was really important. So
oh my God, it's the most. What's a pretzel without mustard? We're gonna have.
I know, I have no idea.
We're gonna have carnival games, and the games are going to be manned. The carnival games are raising money for Willimantic Renaissance, Inc., the nonprofit that is the umbrella organization to things like the Willimantic Street Fest, the Thread City Hop Fest, the River Room. So carnival games are going to be operated by the very gracious Lions of Willimantic. Shout out to Andrea Ortiz, the new president of the Willimantic Lions chapter. Shout out to also the Latino Lions of Willimantic. But we're going to have crafters and makers. We're going to have food trucks. We just rebuilt the stage at T-Shirts with a Purpose and the Inkwell, which is the River Room's left neighbor if you're facing the buildings from the back. Shout out to Ed DeSouza for rebuilding the stage back there. But we're going to feature the Soul Gyres that we had at the 20 2024 Street Fest, and they are not only musically, I mean, they're like, I was just talking with Logan Hinton of Royal Oaks, but we were talking about, what it takes to, establish yourself as a working band. The Souljaws are doing just that. They're not like at the headline status yet, but they've been supporting a supporting band on many festivals this past year.
Right.
And they're a spectacle too, Erin. I think like you pointed out that you were so excited about this band because of their horn section and their dancing and their energy.
I'm specifically excited about this band. During Third Thursday, we never get a break to actually really enjoy our own events because we're busy trying to like make the vendors and everybody feel welcome, and it's work for us. So we do love what we do, but it's not really a lot of time for us to dance and sing and run around and have a great time.
But you made time for this band.
Oh my God. It was one of the only bands I've ever danced to, and I was practically crying that it was so much fun. I love a brass section and anything that's remotely ska related. Oh my God. They're wonderful and have great energy, and it's something that'll make anybody dance because it's just super fun. So it's very approachable and fun, and it'll be great. They're a perfect fit for this.
I couldn't agree more with your assessment there. The Souljaws, I think they're a 9 or 10-piece band, full horn section.
Yeah, they're huge. They have a great, it's just great.
And they got, I mean, like they're naturally in their element too. They're not forcing any of their energy or their music or anything like that. I think they have what it takes, so to speak.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what haven't I mentioned yet? Oh, free for children ages 12 and under. We have about 120 sugar pumpkins, courtesy of Mackey's here in Windham, Connecticut. But it's going to be a free pumpkin painting that's going to be led by Spiral Arts. So kids under 12 get a free sugar pumpkin while supplies last. Eastern students, this one's for you. If you bring your ECSU passport, which is the passport you received at the beginning of the semester that basically allows for all kinds of discounts at Main Street businesses. If you bring your passport to Blocktoberfest and get a stamp, you're going to get a free thing of Bavarian pretzels from Willy Brew to enjoy. So make sure you bring your passport and gosh, so much more. We haven't even gone into the vendors yet. Do you want to maybe take the ball here, Erin, and talk about some of the vendors that are going to be present?
Sure. So we invited a few of our select vendors. We don't have as much space as we do typically for Third Thursday. So there's going to be a nice, tiny variety of vendors at Blocktoberfest. But one of my favorites, Elaine in the Sun, she does wonderful works, and it's just her stuff is so beautiful, and she usually frequents farmers markets, but this season we got her to come to Third Thursday, so we just tried to roll her into October, and she's joining us. If you get an opportunity to see any of her jean jackets with the stitching on the back, please pick one up. It's amazing. Jenny Made These is coming, and she does amazing, beautiful, very creative jewelry. Nothing like, you'll never see anything that she makes out in the world other than something that she specifically did. She's very creative and has wonderful skill. Empowering Nutrition is going to be there. She has a brick and mortar store over on, Bridge Street. And hopefully, it's really, really cool having her out in the community. Marguerite is a really cool lady, so that'll be really nice. We're definitely, as we mentioned, really excited about having Willy Brew because their food is fantastic, and who doesn't like the bratwurst? I mean, their bratwurst platter is amazing at Willy Brew also. So we're going to have a bunch of different vendors. Hopefully we have Burnt Sky Sauces will be coming, and they do locally produced sauces, hot sauces especially. And all of the ingredients are like organically grown and locally grown. They work out of the Trigo Kitchen, so it's really cool having them on board. And Crane's Wings Martial Arts just signed up, which we're very excited about, hopefully doing some little demonstrations. And I always pick up a little bit of tidbits when it comes to like any kind of martial arts demonstrations. You never know when you're going to need them. And he's right down near Spiral Arts also, and a new business. So very excited to have him on board too. So it should be a nice mix of things. Oh, and Ronnie from Willy Brew, she's coming, and I'm not entirely positive if Ronnie's going to be doing the Copperhead Exchange or her tie-dye business, but either way, incredibly creative, really wonderful stuff. Same thing with Riptide Realm, doing some clothing things. So there's going to be a lot of things to like for people to look at and see what they're interested in. The Mad Crafters are coming. They're one of our favorites. They do like burnt wood art, and it's like I don't even know how they do it, and there's no way you could replicate it. It's just fantastic stuff. So a nice little variety. So it'll be a great way to, casually, interact with some vendors, casually play some games. If you're old enough, obviously join us in the beer garden. There's plenty of things for kids to do also, and we have tons of kids' prizes in games for them to play. So we've been putting together little cool bags for all the kids. I have so many stickers. I can't wait to give them all away.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be really, really fun for everybody. There's something to do in a smaller section. So it's like a Baby Third Thursday. We're very excited.
Baby Third Thursday with a few different angles. We have one music stage, obviously, because the space in which we're operating is it's not 5 blocks of Main Street, but no less exciting. I'm going to run down the master list because there's a lot here. But you mentioned Jenny made these. She'll be here.
Yep.
I-98.3 is going to represent. I'm sure they're going to have the prize wheel down there. Good Times Coffee, wonderful new business just across from the Willimantic DMV. Brandon Smith, they're going to be here. Shout out to them for donating a little extra for this event. We love Good Times Coffee. The Willie Co-op is going to have a major presence. In fact, they're one of our major sponsors for this event. We mentioned the Copperhead Exchange, Ronnie from Willie Brew. Eminence Inc. is going to be on site. The Mad Crafters we talked about. Reframe a Dry Spot is always a great option for those who are looking to enjoy the
Sober Curious.
That's been me. I'm on 14 months of being sober, but I love patronizing Frances McGrath's Reframe a Dry Spot. So she'll be in the beer garden proper. And we should mention that they have the long Oktoberfest style seating. So we're going to have our long tables and chairs with the blue and white checkered flag that is reminiscent of your Oktoberfest overseas. But we're going to have games at all the tables. We're going to have, I think we're up to 6 or 7 cornhole sets. And half of those will be in the beer garden. The other half will be for the folks under 21 outside of the perimeter there. All right, where am I? Isis Christina Art. She will be present. She's making waves with her amazing design of the frog bridge frogs with the rainbow and the heart eyes.
I love her stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I should do a shout out for her also because she will be having a gallery opening this Thursday at the River Room, October 2nd from 7 to 9 p.m. And there will be music by Dacia Skaplin, her good friend. Both of them were baristas at Grounded Coffee, but that's this Thursday. So if you're around for that, check us out. Spiral Arts, of course, is going to be present doing the pumpkin painting. Project Emo, Empowering Nutrition you spoke about. Willie Brew we spoke about. Riptide Realm, Burnt Sky Sauces. ECSU is going to have a tent right down there. Shout out to Lexi Mastriani and the Center for Community Engagement. A bunch of the students. It's Eastern's Day of Caring on Saturday, October 4th, and a bunch of students are going to be coming down to help us set up from 9 to noon. Yep. Kerry Gallery is going to have a booth there. Kerry Quirk, of course, prolific artist here on Main Street in Willimantic. First Congregational Church is going to be making fried dough. We're trying to get Nightmare on Main, which is the haunted experience at the Railroad Museum. We're going to try to get maybe one of their characters to represent that. The Wyndham Latino Chamber is going to be there. Woodland Nymphs Fairy Hair. Can you talk a little bit about what that is, Erin?
Oh, my God. Okay, so fairy hair is where you tie strands of glittery, colory strands of hair into your hair. It's not made out of hair. It's like a plasticky hair. And it is the most fun you can possibly have with your hair. So when you, shake your head, it's all glittery. It's really wonderful. And the first time I ever had it done was a few years ago. And honestly, it's very cool. But the Trisha that does the fairy hair activity is very creative and has come to Third Thursday, and this is really exciting to have her come to Blocktober also. And they also were very kind enough to give us some prizes to be able to give to the kids that win some of the games too, because her daughter's incredibly talented, and so thank you also to her. But we also have face painting, which we didn't mention yet.
That's
We're going to have kids face painting too by some of our volunteers,
That's
especially
right.
Melissa Ploud's going to be doing it. So that's wonderful.
We love Melissa.
Yep.
She is one of the most eager and invested volunteers at the Street Fest, and just jumped at the opportunity to be with us for Blocktoberfest.
Irreplaceable.
Totally. Well, that's cool. And I kind of want to correct you, Erin. Forgive me, because the carnival games are not just for kids; they're for big kids, 40-year-old
They're for
kids
big
like
kids,
me too.
too.
Okay, so
Yes, all right.
I'm going to
Okay,
be
I
playing for
agree.
prizes. Okay, so
Okay.
don't judge me on the day.
I'm not going to judge you. The games are for everybody, but the prizes are a little geared towards younger people. But, I'm really excited about stickers, too, so it's going to be fun for everybody.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Not done with the list, though. Kiefer's Kettle Corn, a fan
Yep.
crowd favorite from the Street Fest, is going to be slinging their delicious, delicious kettle corn. Elaine the Sun, you mentioned Roots and Buds bonsai trees. Logan was just on the show.
Ooh.
And then, of course, Oswaldo Tirano is going to be doing some dance demonstrations. And also, you mentioned Crane's Wings Martial Arts will be doing some martial arts demonstrations. So there's going to be so much activity this Saturday, October 4th, on Riverside Drive for the first, hopefully, annual Blocktoberfest celebration, a composite of a block party, Oktoberfest, bringing down Eastern students with their passports, extending the Street Fest season. I mean, this covers so much ground. What else you got to say? Any closing thoughts?
We are really hitting a lot of buttons now that I think about it. So this is it's going to be a really special event, and we're really excited to produce this for everybody. And hopefully the weather is perfect, and I get to beat all of you guys in cornhole. It'll be awesome.
I accept that challenge. You heard it here. You heard it here on State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. Erin v. Chris in a cornhole to the death.
Going down.
Anyway, Erin, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being like the most important team member at WRI. We love you. We love your work, and we're looking forward to again holding another community event that is for everyone. So, folks, come out to Blocktoberfest this Saturday, the 4th. Erin, thanks again for being here.
Love you guys, too. Thank you very much for including me. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you on Saturday.
We'll see you on Saturday. All right. Take
Bye.
care now. Bye. All right, folks, we're going to take a short break. This is State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. Here's some news and messages from our sponsor, and we'll be back after these. And we are back to State of the Art with Chris Beaudry here every Tuesday from 3 to 4 p.m. I want to talk to my what is your position, Matt? what is your title here?
Producer, engineer, I don't know.
Producer and everyman.
I wear many hats.
Everyman, J. Matt Rupar. Did you have fun at Chaos and Joy on Sunday?
It was a great time, dude.
Yeah,
it was really chaotic and
joyful.
Yes, yeah.
Jinx. I really enjoyed your set there, your acoustic solo set between bands. I thought the band with the female lead vocalist, kind of punk, kind of rock, kind of emo, indie. What was their name?
Was that Pink Lids?
Pink Lids. My God, they're good.
I didn't see them, but I heard them from my booth.
Yeah.
And they sounded great. I want to look into them.
They were like a well-oiled, well-constructed, just lofty musical. I mean, they were great. A great presentation. So impressed there. I caught the Soundscapes guitarist inside of Willie Records. I checked out the that Laura did, Blue Apple Laura there. The
chair.
The chair. It was it was more like a living room.
Okay,
was,
I didn't see it.
Pure white, and they invited folks just to do whatever with all kinds of artistic medium, from painting to markers to stickers.
Where was that? Was that?
It was kind of as you come out of Willie Records from the Bliss Marketplace exit on the side door there. It was when you make round the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that whole thing was back there, that parking lot.
I'd never been to that parking lot before. Yeah, that was really cool.
And then they had the I forgot what the proper name for it was, but like the art. It was like you use a pendulum kind of thing. And it paints,
yeah, that was cool.
Not Jackson Pollock-y, but I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but
you had to be there.
It was cool. You had to be there, folks. Like, this is the kind of thing in the community that we love to support. So we celebrate the arts. We celebrate the eccentric nature of Willimantic as an artist community, and this is like one of the pinnacle events, I would say, Chaos and Joy. So I hope they do it again next year, and I hope Vulturetown Arts joins us for Blocktoberfest on Saturday. It's going to be a good time again. Just to run down: music by the Soul Gyres, carnival games, crafters and makers, free kids pumpkin painting, 12 and under, food trucks, free Bavarian pretzels for Eastern students with their passports, food by Willy Brew, beer brats, mac and cheese, dessert, 21 plus beer garden with Oktoberfest beer, Pilsner beer, And Matt, you're going to try to make it, right?
I'm definitely going to try to make it.
Oh, definitely going to try.
I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
Okay, good. All right, good. Yeah, you got to be there, man. Come on. Also, I should mention Bob Bloom is going to do a drum activity. He does drum circles all over the community at large. He's been doing it for many, many years. He gets everybody, all ages involved. He's going to do a drum circle demonstration. Bob Bloom, Drumming About You, I think is his
cool.
company.
That's cool.
And geez, there's going to be, again, karate demonstrations by Cranes Wings Martial Arts, David Bellis over there, the business owner. And then, of course, we're going to, we have brick and mortar Main Street businesses that are like right adjacent to the Blocktoberfest. So we're going to be promoting them as well with signage and stuff. But again, Blocktoberfest, Riverside Drive, the first of its kind. It's a mini street fest, if I had to describe it in one sentence. Saturday, October 4th, from 2 to 6 p.m. And come one, come all. Bring the kids, bring the college kids, bring your parents, bring your aunts, your uncles, your friends, and join us. Join us for a fun time on Riverside Drive. The Soul Gyres Band is our featured band on the main stage, sponsored by T-Shirts with a Purpose. I want to go into a song by them. They've been making the rounds on the festival circuit over the summer. They have a very unique sound to them. They have a full horn section. Again, we had them for the 2024 season of Willimantic Street Festival, and they brought it. They brought the energy. They brought the show. All right. So this is the Soul Gyres. Their song is Unruler. We're going to play this and then come back and talk a little bit more about Blocktoberfest. And that, of course, the featured band for this Saturday's Blocktoberfest, the Soul Gyres. I am a fan of theirs and have been for a few years now, ever since I learned of them and heard them perform at the Corleone's open mic. Shout out to the Corleone's open mic every Thursday at 8 or 8:30, right around there. My buddy Josh Scherf, of course, holding down the fort over there. There's actually quite a bit of open mic stuff going on around town. We do every second Tuesday at the River Room. In fact, the next open mic at the River Room, if you're interested, is going to be Tuesday, October 14th from 7 to 10 p.m. And signups and doors open at 6:30. And we've packed the place out for the last, I think this will be our 6th one in October. So we've done a monthly open mic for, it's hard to believe, 5 months already. And I have a bit of news. I don't know if it's official yet, but I won't say the official award that we have been bestowed, but the Chronicle's Reader's Choice, the community has voted, and the River Room has won a very prominent award in this year's round. And I don't know if I can go public with it yet, but I really want to. But I'm gonna create a little suspense. So you'll have to wait until the article is published on October 25th to learn the River Room's newest accolade. We're so excited that the community has come out and voted for us to receive a Reader's Choice Award. So thank you for that. If you're not familiar, the River Room at 50 Riverside Drive in Willimantic has been open since April of 2025. We opened the room with the Gray Sargent Trio. Gray Sargent, of course, longtime guitarist for Tony Bennett. The drummer was, or still is, Lady Gaga's drummer for her jazz work, Paul Francis, and Marshall Wood on bass. And ever since, we've just had such a great response from the community and from music lovers and art lovers alike. We don't just do music down there. We do dance. We do salsa and Latin dance classes. We're on our second round of dance classes with local instructor Oswaldo Tirano. And the third installment will start on October 15th, and it's a 6-week course, every level from beginner to advanced. Strut your stuff. I may enroll because after this last Saturday show, we had Grupo Boriken, a fantastic band led by local musician and band leader Joe Diaz, a 6-piece Puerto Rican folkloric band, and they played all different styles, all kinds of Latin styles. They even threw in a little Chuck Mangione, rest in peace, feels so good. They threw in the beer barrel polka, celebrating Oktoberfest, but they did it in their own way. They had, the instrumentation was a quattro. Are you familiar with the quattro, Matt?
No, I'm not.
So it's a cool Latin American instrument that, I mean, it looks like a little acoustic guitar.
Okay.
But it's got the doubled strings, so like you would see on a 12-string.
Like a 12-string, yeah.
But it's got a super unique sound, and it cuts through the band, so you can play all kinds of what do they call it with the rapid fire picking? Tremolo picking?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do all kinds of really unique things. It's almost like a mandolin meets a guitar. So it's
That's
the
neat.
size of a mandolin, but the shape and the look of a guitar, kind of a fancy little guitar. So they had quattro. They had acoustic guitar. They had a lead vocalist. They had a guiro player. You know, the guiro, which is like the gourd, hollowed out gourd with ribs that when you strike it with, it almost looks like a comb, like a afro pick almost, right?
Yep.
And you go up and down it, and it gets that really, They had a guiro player. They had a conga player, and they had a bongos player. So
nice.
Super fun time. The room was almost full, but I'm glad there was a little bit of wiggle room because the dancing that ensued, it was pretty wild. And I made an impromptu announcement that I thought Grupo Boriken would be a great local Latino house band for the River Room because the way that people were dancing, I said, we need to do this again, except with no tables on the floor so that the dancing could be like the center focus. And speaking of which, we are actually at the River Room having a community open dance social on October. It's exactly 1 week before Halloween, but we're going to make it a Halloween social Latin dance. So that's October 24th, Friday, October 24th. It's going to be a $15 ticket. And we're going to have the bar set up, and we're going to have, music. We're going to have Oswaldo Tirano, of course, the Latin dance instructor at the River Room, is going to be there. So if you want to pick his brain on, what move goes with what song, he will be at your disposal. But we're going to throw that up on riverroomwilly.com ASAP. The month of October is looking rife with talent and wonderful performances. Of course, on the 4th, we had our guest today, Logan Hinton of Royal Oaks. They will be there October 4th, immediately after Blocktoberfest at 8 o'clock. October 11th, the Beehive Queen from Saturday Night Live, Christine Ullman, will be there with her band Rebel Montez featuring guitarist extraordinaire Cliff Goodwin. On the 18th, we have founding keyboardist member of Roomful of Blues. We have Al Copley and his quintet. In fact, the saxophonist was one of my professors at Berklee College of Music. So
cool.
I'm so happy to be able to reconnect with him and enjoy the Al Copley quintet, which is going to be blues, R&B, soul, everything in between, jump blues. He was a founding member of the infamous Roomful of Blues, which was a Rhode Island staple jump blues band that formulated back in the 70s and it still performs to this day. I saw them at the Guard Theater for the 35th anniversary of the Soundwaves magazine. On the 25th, the day after our dance social, we're going to have the Leela Sear Quintet. Leela is a fantastic trumpet player and vocalist. She's even toured with Esperanza Spalding, who is the top when it comes to jazz in the jazz world. Esperanza Spalding has played with Wayne Shorter, Milton Nascimento, you name it, she's been there. But Leila was in her band for a few tours, and we're excited to welcome her on the 25th. Into November, on the 1st, we're going to have the Pomfret Folk Brigade. More on that in next week's show. On the 7th, Bruce John, the other half of Lefty David Foster and Bruce John from the Shaboo days, but he's got a new group, the Genre Jam. I always want to do the soft G on both those words, and it comes out all weird. But it's a new band. It features Bruce's son-in-law, Sean, on upright acoustic bass, Peggy Ann Contos Harvey on multiple instruments. As we know, she plays everything under the sun, but that's on November 7th. On the 14th, we have Director of Jazz Studies Earl McDonald is bringing a commissioned work to the River Room. He got a grant from, I believe, the University of Connecticut to produce new music, interdisciplinary music. And what that means, folks, is he's teamed up with a poet and an entomologist, of all things, somebody who studies bugs. And so the poet wrote poetry based on the science of certain bugs, and then there was music that was written about it. And you have to be present to see how all this comes together. It's not some weird, off the beaten path, off the cuff kind of thing. It's a well thought out, commissioned work. Professor Earl McDonald, he was the piano chair in the Maynard Ferguson big band for many years, and one of the arrangers for that big band. I saw him back when Husky Blues was around. You remember Husky Blues?
Yes.
Yeah, God, that had to be 20, 25 years ago already. Anyway, Professor McDonald is a consummate musician, director of jazz studies at the University of Connecticut, but he's bringing his trio with this commission work. It's going to feature a cellist and one of the most famous percussionists, one of the most in-demand percussionists in the world, Rogério Bocado, Brazilian percussionist who plays with everybody who's anybody. You've probably heard him on albums and not even realized it, but he will be there with Earl McDonald on November 14th. And then we're getting into the holiday season already. I think I'm going to book the Charlie Brown Christmas Jazz Trio show. Just because I'm a big fan. But we got a minute left on the show here, and I thank you all for tuning in. Again, this is State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. Join us Saturday, October 4th, for the first annual Riverside Drive Blocktoberfest, featuring all kinds of great stuff. From 2 to 6 p.m., we're shutting down Riverside Drive. If you don't know where Riverside Drive is, it's right under the footbridge in Willimantic. So kind of parallel to Main Street, but behind the Main Street businesses toward the railroad track. So join us. More information at our socials. Willimantic Street Fest is our Facebook, and then also Willimantic Street Fest on Instagram. You can find out more information there. Until next week, thank you, J. Matt Rupar. Thank you to my guests. Thank you for tuning in. I think I'm going to do a call-in show next week. So
I like that
If you want
idea.
to talk about anything, keep us in mind. Tune in at 3 o'clock. Also, check us out on YouTube, WILI Radio. This has been another edition of State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. We'll see you next week.